What's cracking, my people? Let me see how some of y'all falling here real quick. Shout out to my boy Ricky Williams. Great show, good panel. Just talking some shit and just stating some facts and giving your honest opinion on how you see situations that's going on in the sport of boxing and things of that nature. So we must be honest, and what I'm saying, we must hold these fighters accountable for the actions that they do and the things that they say and they come out their mouth. A lot of people cater and support one person's word, but then again, when it's a person of the opposition that they may not favor, they word don't mean shit. So I don't like this contradictory shit in the sport of boxing because it's like they're like, oh well, he said you got to take his word, but that only applies when it's your favorite fighter. You know what I'm saying? That shit only applies when you trying to make a point to big up one person and tear down the other, rather than just state the facts and keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? People must always, try to tear down the other person to bring up the fighter or the person or the promotional company that they see fit. Geo James, salute, bro. Appreciate you sliding through. You know what I'm saying? I don't like all this contradictory in boxing. We already got to deal with fucking being disrespected by sanctioning bodies being black. You know what I'm saying? You could go through the ringer to get the belts and things of that nature to put yourself in position to try to be an undisputed champ or a unified champ, and then they'll throw a wrinkle or a curveball in your route to be unified or undisputed because they see another fighter of the ethnicity or somebody that they want to push, and they'll let them surpass or jump you in certain ways, and you like, what the fuck, and how sway, how can y'all do that shit when what I'm saying, everything boxing. Salute my brother Keon. What I'm saying, we just getting started. There's some people getting here. What I'm saying? How the fuck can you allow a person to go through the mud, make themselves available and put themselves in position, and then shit on them when they represent your organization, paying sanctioning fees to appease another fighter of another ethnicity, uh, or that you are cool with their promotional outfit or the trainers or something of that nature, and you just allow this man to just skip the line, like just skip all the hard work, all the heavy lifting, and just pop up like, hey, I'm here. Like, nah, this shit don't work like that. But it works for a person or fighters that don't have the melanated skin tone, and it's alright though. But when we call that shit and speak on it, oh, it's a problem. Or y'all being racist, or y'all only trying to support y'all own kind. Well, first of all, Fulio, if we go by the dynamics in the world of boxing, people always support their own kind. But the only difference is it's a problem when we support our own kind. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to throw a curveball in our shit. Dwayne Freeman, salute, bro. Try to make it seem like it's so bad that we support our own fucking fighters and shit. So when we get behind them, it's a problem. But everybody else can get behind a motherfucking fighter, and it's all good though. Oh yeah, we supposed to. You're supposed to ride for your countrymen. Well, keep the same energy when it comes to black folks. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all the bullshit and all these games, man. Shit, we supposed to support our own kind. Cause if we don't support and uplift our own kind, who the fuck gonna do it? Look at what Gary Russell and Devin Haney going through. Gary Russell Jr., Mr. Gary Russell, the longest reigning WBC champ, and he basically got to go through a fucking fighting and shit like he not the champ. What the fuck they doing this shit at? But it only happens to fighters that they feel like, oh no, if we allow them to get too much clout or attention, or let them put the spotlight on them, oh no, it's gonna we might not be able to control it. See, Kano Loco, salute, bro. Salute OG. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers want to control the narrative and pick and choose the fighters that they see fit. Oh yeah, well no, he deserves this chance. Well, the motherfucker might deserve it, but did the motherfucker earn that chance? Did he earn that shot to be in the conversations with the top dogs? You know what I'm saying? Like, quit trying to uplift and push fighters because you feel like he deserves it. Motherfucker, if he ain't earn it, fuck what he deserved. Did you earn it? Did you put boots on the motherfucking ground and did you go out there and go get that shit? You know what I'm saying? That's my one of my motherfucking problems. They want to act like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna put him in the sanctioned body rank high so he can try to get a chance. Get a chance for what when he ain't did shit in 10 fights? And you already got a champ over here who we got a fight that can, help and propel boxing, but they want to put their favorite likable fighters in and shit. Like miss me with the bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta come on with it in this world in the sport of boxing. And we gotta stop supporting the bullshit that we don't agree with or don't like. Don't buy it, don't fuck with them, don't support it, and keep that shit moving. That's how Tyrone Spencer, salute, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit just it's just absurd, bro. Devin Haney should not even be fighting JoJo Diaz. Good fight, but we wanted to see him fight Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo, you put your foot in your motherfucking mouth and you made it hard for motherfuckers to want to like your ass because you and your 8 ball sniffing ass daddy always got some shit to say. Y'all jumped out there and thought y'all was bigger than what y'all was, and then y'all had to get humble. But it's a different type of humbling. PGA big dog, salute. It's a different type of humbling though, because you only humble because you lost. Yeah, that's the thing. Them niggas humble because they lost and got embarrassed on a grand stage, and everybody can see your weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? See what you're lacking at. You know what I'm saying? And now you want to blame injuries. Oh, I had an elbow injury. You know, my outside shit. Every fighter don't have a perfect fucking life. Every fighter that step into the ring got something going on, whether it's internally with themselves, whether it's personal or something wrong with their injury or ailments in their body. You know what I'm saying? Or it could be situations at home and they ain't so promising. Everybody got something going on. We not just gonna cater to motherfuckers because you feel like, oh, we should give you some side ass story because that's what you think you deserve. Fuck what you deserve. You whatever bed you make, you gotta lay in that shit. And if you can't handle that shit, then this shit ain't for you. Boxing is not for the weak hearted or the faint hearted or for these sweet pussy ass niggas who want to get in a violent sport but want to have nigga marshmallow ass consequences and shit. Nigga, this a violent sport. People fight and beat each other up to make a ends meet to make a living and feed their family. If I worked hard for these pay-per-view numbers and I work hard to get these motherfucking belts, if I went through and took people belt and took the challenges and the fights that people didn't want to give me and people was ducking me, I earned all that shit. Didn't nobody give me a motherfucking thing. I had to earn that shit. So don't get mad if you expecting fighters in promotional outfits and people to do some shit that you wouldn't personally do with yourself, that you wouldn't do yourself. Excuse me. Because if you wouldn't take food and money from your own plate to appease an audience or a certain crowd, nigga, why the fuck are you expecting somebody else to? Why the fuck are people expecting Errol Spence, who already being generous, to open up his wallet and shit even more because you want to see a fight or you think Bud deserves it? Deserve it? Your accolades don't make you deserve no 50-50 purse. But all the shit that can be said, all the things that people want to say, they come out their own personal mouth from the Crawford camp, don't mean shit. So that's what I mean. What's good for the goose, not good for the gander for these motherfuckers, bro. I sit back and I don't see a lot of shit because some shit don't even it ain't even no need for you to say a motherfucking thing. I can't argue with a dumbass, ignorant ass motherfucker who don't want to, hold people accountable and hold people to responsibilities of their own actions. If you did it, if you said it, hold that shit. Hold that L. If you've been inconsistent and you've been bullshitting and you've been saying one thing, you're doing another, your trainer saying one thing, you're doing another, your promoter saying one thing, you're doing another, nigga, can't nobody take you serious because it's a team effort. If y'all ain't on the same accord, why the fuck is anybody gonna believe you? Nobody's gonna believe you. Why? Because y'all ain't on the same accord. It's three different fucking messages and three different narratives or situations coming out from three different fucking people. But yet, when you're a pussy and you can't stand on it and be a man, you gotta point the finger and blame somebody else for the shit you doing. Don't throw off the shit that you doing on me because that's what you do. And you got these dumbass fans who believe it and run with the shit. The man just told you out his own motherfucking mouth what the situation was. How the fuck is that PBC and Errol Spence and Derrick James' fault? It's not. You get your business and your affairs in order yourself, then you go ahead and try to make some business and do some shit. If you got a whole lot of calamity and drama and bullshit going on with your own in your own house, nigga, ain't nobody gonna do no business with you, bruh. Cause it's turmoil. It's hard to work with. And ain't nobody gonna respect that shit. But you know what I'm saying? That don't mean shit to people. You know what I'm saying? Only thing they want to do is pick and choose and point their finger and say this person did it or that person did it and all this other dumbass shit. Like, I don't understand how people start fighting at some 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. You go through your younger amateur days. You work your way up. You hopefully you can make an Olympic team. You know what I'm saying? You hopefully, if God willing, you can get a medal and then try to turn pro. Before you turn pro, you got punched in your face for free your whole fucking life. Countless of sparring sessions. You know what I'm saying? But then you turn pro and you turn Hollywood Square. You don't want to fight people. Nah, I don't want to do that. Bro, you're getting paid to fight. Your profession, when they look you up, it says fighter or boxer. Why the fuck am I not going to fight if that's how I feed my family and I got punched in my face for free up until I turn pro? You can't make that shit make sense. Then you want to pick and choose and you want to run and do all this shit. Boxing is the only sport where niggas can pick and choose their opponents, and if they don't want it, then they don't have to cater to that opponent. Football on your schedule. If the Cowboys playing the goddamn Vikings, motherfucker, I gotta play the Vikings. I can't say, oh, I want to skip the Vikings and then go play the Falcons, or I'm gonna go play the Lions. Basketball, you can't do that shit. If you messed up in track, you got 9 people in 100 because you got 9 lanes when you're running a single individual race. You can't pick and choose and say, nah, I want to run against these 5 and those 5 and those 5 only. The shit don't work like that. You can't pick and choose your competition. That's like a loaded Patriots team when they had the pieces they want with Tom Brady when he was there going to play against the fucking Jets for 16 weeks straight. Then the motherfuckers go turn around and then play the Browns all through the playoffs, and you want somebody to promote you and big up you as a champion and shit like that. Nigga, you didn't go through the best. Bruce Gold, salute OG. You didn't go through the best. You picked and choose and you pried and cherry picked and did and found your way, the easiest route for you to succeed and for people to big up you and think that you something that you're not. Because it's going to be very telling when you finally have to knuckle up, drop your nuts, and have to face somebody who is just as equally as good as you, or they might be slightly better. What are you going to do then when the rubber meet the road and you got to put down and lay down your build on everything that you done learned in this sport or the things that, you know what I'm saying, you think you are? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people put this put this narrative behind fighters and shit like that, like they something bigger than what they are before they are ready. Because it take a special person to be able to withstand it and take on that pressure of being number one or being the best in your division or being on the pound for pound list viewed by your peers and a lot of media. It's a lot of pressure because you gotta if they holding you to that, you gotta work out 2 times as hard. You gotta train 2 times as hard. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make sure everything on point. Why? Because if you fall, that fall from grace is gonna be the highest fall and the highest drop that you're gonna receive in your life. And the scrutiny and the backlash of you losing or something happening to you or you failing is going to be an even bigger situation because a lot of people not mentally tough, they weak minded. Just because they can fight, they might be a hoe. There's a lot of fighters like that. They're a good ass fighter, but they got bitch in their blood and they got hoe tendencies. So you might be expecting and thinking that they're gonna do something, but they not gonna do it because they just not built that way. That's why when we get people that actually about that life and want to go through the greatest and want to go through the best to make sure they can be the greatest, we got to appreciate them, uplift them, and we got to protect them because these motherfuckers in these sanctioning bodies and these promotional outfits don't give a fuck about the real fighters who real and who actually gonna do what they say they gonna do. Oh, if you're a fighter in this era that's gonna do what you say you're gonna do, you too outspoken, you too cocky, you too confident. But if you're a fighter who tuck your tail, don't stand on your square, and do what the fuck everybody tell you to do, oh, you the best fighter, oh, you such a great person, and all that other bullshit. And shut that soft ass shit up. Get that weak ass shit up out of here. Ain't nobody trying to go for that. Back in the gap in boxing, motherfuckers disrespected each other, talked high shit to each other, did everything under the sun, and fights got made. Folks weren't scared to do certain shit. Mac of the Mac of the South, salute, bro. Cal Winello, salute, my boy. AKA Isaiah Felix. You know what I'm saying? Back in the gap, people disrespected each other, pulled up on each other, punched each other at dinner, all the above. But now these niggas getting this new age and they want to be act like a lot of pussies. What happened to people wanting to, secure their legacy? You know what I'm saying? And make sure that they go down in the history books as one of the greatest. That era is over with. We got some people that we call throwback fighters who don't care about who they fight, where they fight, and they down for it. They with it. No problem. You know, it's not an issue at all. You know what I'm saying? But then you got a lot of people who is all about the money. And I don't knock anybody that's a fighter and you go in there and you trying to get, you know what I'm saying? You trying to get your money. We prize fighters. Jelly Bean, I'ma hop on, man. That season almost over with, and I ain't really been on it, so but I'm gonna get on it though. I'll hit you up though. You know what I'm saying? It's just not the same. So we have to, man. We gotta get behind these fighters, man. Especially the ones that fuck with us, who willing to give us content or interviews for our content. You know what I'm saying? Who don't mind, you know what I'm saying? If you tag them or something, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? I don't we have to, man. You know, we can't allow certain people, you know what I'm saying? Renee Box Young, salute, brother. We can't allow these promotional parties and hats and the suits to dictate who they think should be um in this position or that position. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they can get it right. I will say that sometimes they can get situations right, but a lot of times they can't. They sadly and horribly or just making harsh mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Like if you, why does a champion have to chase a challenger or a mandatory when I got something that you want and you should be looking for me? But you got people that got belts and they're running. They're absolutely running from mandatories. I've never seen such pussy behavior in my life. I'm like, why I gotta chase you down all across the globe to get a fight with you, and you don't have a belt? I have the belt. You trying to get what I got, but I gotta chase you for the fight because if you're a top competitor and you're a mandatory and you a fighter of that's a good competitor that brings something to the table, and it's gonna be a great fight for boxing. Why the hell do I gotta chase you around? I shouldn't have to chase you around. Then if you say you want to fight and you call me out and you got my name in your mouth constantly and you clamoring for this fight, and then when the rubber meet the road and you see me face to face or we meet up and we go back and forth and it's good dialogue and you can go take that how you want it. Say we're gonna make the fight, but then you don't want to fight no more. The fight's past you. Like if me and a fighter are in the same division and it's gonna be the biggest fight in boxing, and we're both active. I may add, we're both active fighters. Why in the hell? Why in the hell? And how in the hell can a fight be past you when you need something that person got, which is the belt, because you want to be undisputed? If we can remember, a lot of people clamored and called and said, "Oh, Terence Crawford want to be undisputed at 147. He wants to be the best at 147." Great talent, but you have been very contradictory and very inconsistent with your words and movement. Nobody doubting your skills in the ring, but we got to be honest. Errol Spence and Terence Crawford is a hot topic, and folks going to continue to talk about it until we get that fight. Folks need to beat down Bud, Twitter, and social media until we get that fight. The hurdles, the obstacles, the roadblocks, all that shit have been removed. If you really want that fight and you about your legacy and you say you mean what you say and you gonna stand on your square, take the 40% because you took 40% against Amir Khan. You took 40% against Amir Khan, and I heard people saying, "Well, it don't matter. That's Amir Khan. This Errol Spence." First of all, if you take 40% for a lesser competition, why can't you take 40% for a better competition that's going to bring in better numbers, more money, and put you in a better position for your career going forward and can help you become a side? Because if you go do a damn pay-per-view fight with Errol Spence, you're going to be part of that pay-per-view as well. Whether Errol sells the more the masses for the tickets and the views, you're still a part of that pay-per-view. So you can say that I was in a fight and we sold 500,000 pay-per-views. You know what I'm saying? You still a part of the equation. If the fight make 100 million, you getting 40%. Hello, you getting a nice piece of change. That shit don't make no sense to me, man. I'm telling y'all, the shit that should be common sense and should be easy to do and to be easy to make and to be easy to process, bruh, is the hardest shit when it comes to boxing. Common sense not that common when it comes to boxing. People don't hear you. They not listening, they just hear. They just hear words coming out of people's mouth, but they ain't really listening, man. Because if a person hear you, they just hear words coming at them and they hear them with their ears. But if a person listen to you, it's gonna sink in. They actually gonna apply that shit. But hey, I wish the best, you know what I'm saying, for Terrence Crawford in his career. And I hope that we can get the biggest fight in boxing ASAP. So we can stop a lot of all this back and forth. You know, Bud Ultra fanboys, meat washers got a critique or a problem with anything that you say when it comes to Terrence Crawford. You can't say anything, then he's not a good fighter, or you discredit him. I've never seen a fighter that wants so much credit for fighting not so good competition. How can you be the number one welterweight in the world when you got Earl as the as the unified champ, and you beat two people that he already beat? Like, well, he did it better. You caught them at different points. These are facts. They were different fighters in the stage of their career. You can't lie. You can't debunk that. There is nothing that you can do to make that shit different or to try to say anything. Drink more water. What's good? Poor counter. What's good? What's good? Salute to y'all brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting here like, man, we got to get these fights, man. We got to get these fights. We got to. You know what I'm saying? As we can see, a lot of shit with Bud. You know what I'm saying? His team might be a lot more inconsistent, but just say, for instance, he went to Bob Arum and said, "Look, I want to take the 40% that Earl Spence talking about. If Bob don't okay that shit, we still won't get the fucking fight." So a big part of that was the Bob Arum and Top Rank not promoting Terrence Crawford and putting him out there like he should. Bud should be a lot bigger than what he is. No doubt. He should be way bigger. He should be a household name. But see, that's when, this is what happens when you have a promoter who feels like four fighters are better than him when your best fighter on your roster is getting shitted on constantly, and you will openly disrespect him anywhere. One of the best things, I'm glad that Terrence Crawford is free, and I hope whichever way he goes, whether stay independent and just get an advisor or sign with somebody who's going to make sure and put him in the best position where he can get these big fights. I want to see the man win. I want the man to succeed. I want Earl to win. I want them to succeed. But the goal that they have to go through each other in order to, what I'm saying, get 147 supremacy and supporting the peace to undisputed. And you can go from there. It will be a rematch clause in there because, of course, a fight like that is gonna have a rematch clause in it. And Bud, if you win, you the big dog. Earl gotta take what you uh what you want to give him. Yeah, drink. I'm tired of going back and forth with people, man. Like me, I'm an even kill dude. You know what I'm saying? I like Bud as a fighter. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a great talent. I think him and Earl are both great talents. When it comes to 147, Boots is on the rise. He good, but I don't feel like he can beat Earl or Bud at this point. People might disagree with me because he's young and they like, oh, he's big and all that stuff. But it's levels to this shit. Some of the stuff that Boots might be able to do to some of them other opponents, you're just not gonna be able to do to Earl or Bud. You know what I'm saying? That's just my personal opinion. Experience does mean something when you just as talented. Yeah, man. So yeah, we just need the fight to happen so we can just go ahead and get great boxing, great fights. Get two great fights out of it, and you know what I'm saying? Or if it go 1-1 and it happens to be a trilogy, then so be it. Yeah, straight up drink. You know what I'm saying? That's why I fuck with you, drink, because hey, you a Bud fan. That's your man, 100 grand. and I ain't never got no problem with it. But you know how to keep it consistent and be reasonable about certain shit. And you don't agree with everything that Terrence Crawford says, and it's not always golden. It's other people that will battle you, you know what I'm saying, to the end of time to prove this man's dignity and get to in his credit. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, hey, you gotta keep it real. Like I need both of them to be more vocal. You know what I'm saying? EJ, pick your energy up. Go ahead and direct your energy. Full bullheaded at Bud. Eat and vice versa from Bud. Do the direct your energy towards EJ and get the shit going. You can go sit down, have a meeting with Al Heyman, Earl Spence, Derrick James, and Bud and Bomac. Everybody can sit right there and figure out how they gonna get it done, and you know what I'm saying, what's the best way to figure out, you know, how we can get this done, you know what I'm saying, business wise, and this gonna be suitable for both parties. Because what people gotta understand with people not gonna take a deal if they don't feel like it's suitable for both parties. That's how business and contract and negotiations work. You put out terms, people put in what they feel like they want. You negotiate until people come to a happy median that suits both parties. That's how contract and negotiations work. Both parties throw their demands and the shit that they want in a pot, and they lay them hoes out on the table. It's up to the promoters and of both sides. It's up to the or advisors or the management team to go ahead and to agree on terms that suit both parties. But that's all I got on that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to, keep going on that. I just had to, just speak on a business aspect because I get the business aspect. I get the fighter side. I get why people say he deserved this or he need credit for this and all that. It's great. No problem. Boxing, despite a lot of the bullshit, we starting to get a lot of good fights. You know what I'm saying? Like I agree with my man Ricky Williams. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? November was a good month of boxing. We jump in December off with Tank and Issa Cruz, and then we have Devin Haney and JoJo Diaz. So you know what I'm saying? We jump in the month of December off with two good fights, and that's just the start. And we should finish this year out with a bang. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully some other fights possibly get made down the pipeline and we can go from there. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to see, what happens. You know what I'm saying? If Devin Haney beats, Jojo Diaz, I got Devin in that fight, but it's not a foregone conclusion that he's just gonna go in there and win, even though I think he's gonna win. Um, to see if we can get him and Kambosos to fight and get another undisputed champion. Because this is what it's about. You know what I'm saying? When we got belts in this thing for a reason, you know what I'm saying? Undisputed and having all those straps around your waist or having that hardware, you know what I'm saying, for your legacy. You know what I'm saying? That's what that shit is about. You know what I'm saying? If you boxing and you don't want to try to obtain and achieve and be the best and fight the best, why the fuck are you even fighting? You know what I'm saying? Yes, this is prize fighting, but sometimes the biggest prize is not gonna be in the biggest fights all the time. You know, sometimes the biggest prizes are in you taking out your division, not just the few champs there. Wipe out your top 10, your top 5 in your division. That means you got the best, you undisputed, and you wiped out all the top dogs. So I just hope the sanctioning bodies don't do no bullshit, but we can't even say that they won't when we constantly see that they keep doing it. I pray and hope that we can get undisputed, excuse me, undisputed at 135. You know what I'm saying? The disrespect and the disdain that Devin Haney is getting, like he is not a champion, like he doesn't have a belt, like he's not paying sanctioning fees, is asinine, man. The shit is just totally, totally asinine disrespect. Like, why have this man represent your damn organization if you not gonna honor him as a champion? And it keeps changing. One minute he is the champion, and T.O. had to go through undisputed when he had the belts. Then T.O. wasn't undisputed, and he had to fight Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, y'all got to make up your mind, WBC, WBA, IBF. Stop doing all these bullshit and throwing these monkey wrenches in the motherfucking fold just to appease fighters. LeVar Cooper, salute. Yeah, drink. We need that undisputed, man. 147 is a hotbed division, man. It's one of the hottest divisions in boxing. And what they do in the Ugas is even more disrespect. Like, y'all elevated the man to the super champ. Then he actually beat the man that he needed to beat in Manny Pacquiao to become the full super champ. But then you're treating him like he's second fiddle, and he got to go through a tournament to prove that he the champ, and he already is the champ. If we recall, when did the WBA super start having mandatories? You know what I'm saying? When they start having mandatories at the WBA super. But see, they rules go out the window when it comes to certain fighters. You notice that it's only the rules are different for certain fighters. So what same shit may apply, or the rule book that they created and they handbook that you can pull up may apply to some, will not apply to all. Not at all. Why? Because they want to manufacture champs and who they want to put in the position to be unified or undisputed. In some cases, they can't help it because some people already got two belts, and you know what I'm saying, they might just, you know what I'm saying, and they working towards their next one so they can try, or the next two so they can be undisputed. Some people have three, which you are still a unified champ, and you're trying to get the fourth one so you can be undisputed. Like, look at Cool Boy Steph. He gonna have to fight Daniel Roman rather than fighting MJ for undisputed. And we know from just personal knowledge and what we know about boxing, unification and undisputed fights trump mandatory. So why the fuck can we get the fight? Why the fuck does Ugas have to sit back and go through two other fights, which can push back him being free and available to 2023? But if this had been Canelo, it wouldn't have been no tournament for that belt. They would have already been getting to it, getting down, and making whatever arrangements they need to do that they see fit to get the fight done, or to let him go for undisputed, or let him go for unifications. That's why I say the rules of engagements are different when it comes to black fighters. We got to go through the grinder. We got to build up, you know what I'm saying, start building Rome, and they got to be built in 2 days. And I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? These rules that y'all have and are mandated for your organization can be found in your handbook for your organization, and they also can be found online, and you can pull them up and read them and point them out to the same presidents that's part of creating them, or part of carrying out those same guidelines. But then these sanctioning bodies twist up their rules and everything of their guidelines when they don't want to see certain people succeed, or they don't want to see certain people grow, or they don't want to see certain people um, get the belts that they seeking for when they truly done deserved it because they done the hard, heavy lifting and got boots on the ground, getting shit in, making sure that they put themselves in the best possible position to get money or make or the best possible position to get the championship fights that they looking for, they desire. But it's not gonna be just because somebody feel like you deserve it. If that was the case, everybody that felt like they deserve a championship shot will be getting it. Shit don't work that way. You gotta work your way up, put yourself in position, and go from there. I see you going drink. Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know what that's about, man. It's really messed up, man. Because the simple fact, just say EJ go beat Ugas. It's three belts right there. If him and Bud fight, it's already for undisputed. If Earl was fighting Ugas, I wouldn't care if Bud fight Josh Taylor. Cause it ain't certain shit. We ain't gonna do nothing but help boost their names up even more. Then if Earl has three belts, Bud got one, nigga, the undisputed is right there. The last piece will be Bud. And in Bud case, the last piece, shit, would be Earl. V Phrase, what's good, my boy? Oh yeah, I got a channel, man. Yeah, yeah, we get it in, man. I just I took a couple months off getting stuff situated, but we back in full fold. We just on some boxing shit now. So that's all we looking for, man. You know what I'm saying? Why we gotta go through hurdles, hula hoops, and roadblocks? Oh yeah, yeah. I'm gonna pin that, and I do that shit here on my tablet. Why we gotta go through hurdles and hula hoops? You know what I'm saying? Roadblocks. You know what I'm saying? Spike traps and everything like that, just to see the best two fighters in 147 fight. Telling you, boxing the only sport where the best of the best can't fight each other on demand. But you can do it in football, basketball, and everything else. And you got to do it. Alan Young, what's up, little bro? You got to do it. You know what I'm saying? You can't make the playoffs in basketball and say, oh, nah, I don't want to play the Celtics right now. I want to play the Cavaliers. Well, the Cavaliers didn't make it, bro. You got to play who in front of you. You can't say, oh, no, I want to fight them or I want to play them next month. Next month, they might not even be in the playoffs. So it's just like, damn, in a sport where it's mano a mano and competitive as hell, fighters still struggling to get fights. Some of these fucking racist ass organization sanctioned by the presidents, you know, only gonna support their own kind. They only gonna push and pull for the people of their own ethnicity. There's a lot of people that don't even deserve shots, don't even deserve to have even a silver or gold belt, but they get put in position to it. Excuse me, they get put in position for it because of the sanctioning bodies president who want to see them rise, even if they haven't done the most work or even did anything to even deserve a shot. They get it. But you let Jamal Charlo, Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, Demetrius Andre, Shakur Stevenson, Tank Davis. The list can go on and on and on and on. You gotta go out and put out your best performance every time. You slash down one level, people think you're slipping. If you don't knock out people for a little bit because you're fighting better competition, they think you lost power. If you go in there and you've been knocking people out and keep knocking people out, they say you one dimensional. If you switch it up and you start and you box somebody motherfucking socks off, they say you scared to get in a fire or a phone booth fight. If you stay in a phone booth fight and a firefight, and that's what you're doing, they say you can't box. They gotta understand it's never gonna be good enough for these motherfuckers. It's never gonna be good enough. Never gonna be good enough. So why the hell are you expecting people to hold you to a standard or move for you like you will move for yourself when they don't owe you a damn thing? They don't owe you a nickel's worth of dog meat. They don't owe you shit. You paying to represent their organization, but you the fighter doing the motherfucking work though. See, that's a fucked up game. Boxing is a dirty, dirty game, and people gotta play chess to benefit themselves and make their career pop and thrive. If you don't make the best business decisions or you don't take fights when they're available, when you can make them, or a sanctioned body wants to make them, you miss out on an opportunity that might not come back to you. Don't let situations and things happen or take a fight in between and end up losing, you know, then you fuck. If you are black, yes, you're held to a 200% standard. While you have other people or Eastern European fighters who are held to 100% uh, outlook and can do half the work, but you give them the credit and praise for doing something like the black fighter is not already doing it. They could be in the same division. They'll push the white fighter or person they favor because they don't like, oh, he's too outspoken. Or if I give him a microphone, I don't know what he's gonna say. You know what I'm saying? Who gives a shit what the man gonna say? What is the man doing in the ring? Like they want to control your inside the ring and outside the ring antics or moves or whatever. You should just be happy that I'm representing your fucking organization, which really don't give a damn about me because I'm black already. I'm already behind the curve in the 8 ball because I'm black. I already gotta go move Mount Everest 10 times because I'm black. You shit on black fighters, but then they want to smile in your face like everything all good at the conventions or after your fights. Like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I believe in you. I knew you can do it. I fully support you and all of this bullshit. You don't fully support me. You just happy because I won. I represent your sanctioning body, and you gonna get some fees off my ass. Oh man, just talking about just corruption in boxing, man. Salute knockout. Yeah, just corruption in boxing. I was just saying, a black fighter got to lift Mount Everest 10 times, knockout. But they'll let the Eastern European fighters come in and take our position, our ranks. You know what I'm saying? Take and steal the fights that we done worked hard for and to push and to beat the top competitors so we can have them and get overlooked, get passed up. You know what I'm saying? Gary Russell going through the grinder for nothing, and he been representing they damn organization for 5, 6 years straight. Exactly, drink. You know what I'm saying? And that's the killing part. You make up belts. You pop out belts like people make new candy bars and shit. You know what I'm saying? And people are running with them and are okay with it like the shit is fine. No, the shit is not okay. But as soon as we start speaking up on the shit, It's a problem. Oh, they're angry. Oh, they're mad. Oh, and all these fucking excuses. And they get mad when we fully support our own kind. Like that's against a crime, and they support their own fighters and uplift them and their countrymen and give them all the praise and rock with them in fights. But soon as we do it, oh y'all being biased because we supporting our own kind. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. If we don't support our own kind, who gonna support us? Right, knockout. I know who Jenna Beck is, and that's the sad part. The man Demetrius Andre went to the WBO to put in a petition so he can be ranked as a mandatory in the WBC for Jamal for Jamal Charlo. They blocked it and mandated him to fight Janabek. Like the man trying to get he pushing and trying to do it and get the fight, and it's a no. But then they said Bud tried to do the same thing and they blocked it. So whatever the WBO got going on, I believe Bob Arum got a hand in it and blocking it, helping telling them or pushing them or you know convincing them to not give certain fighters fights and give it to this fighter because this is my new star that I'm trying to groom and bring up. Nah, that shit not cool. That shit don't work that way. But yet we still have to deal with it. People still representing the belt and the organization and the sanctioning bodies. You know what I'm saying? I get the belt holds prestige and value, and you know what I'm saying. You looked at different when you got a belt and you're a champ. So I get why some people hold on to it, but some people the belt makes them. DP Rocker, salute, brother. That belt make them. So they got to take them everywhere. Prime example, Teofimo Lopez. Why the fuck are you taking your belts everywhere you go? We know you the unified champ at 135, bro. You ain't gotta wear your belts in the shower. You ain't gotta wear your belts to bed. Every event that you see or you pull up to, you don't have to wear your belts, bro. We can put it up on BoxRec, and we know that you the unified champ, not undisputed, the unified champ. That shit just sad, man. Much as we love the sport of boxing, it don't love us back. Not like that. You know what I'm saying? The art of reciprocation from boxing and from the big wigs and everybody in boxing is not the same. We value and love the sport of boxing. They love the sport of boxing for what it can bring them. Yeah. Why Stanley is getting this shot? Because he got the complexion for the protection. That's why. That's why Stanley is getting this shot. And it's like a slap in the face because it just totally discredits Ugas beating Manny Pacquiao to become the real super WBA champ at 147. And to make him go through this little tournament is ultimate disrespect. To block the unification with Earl Spence is totally disrespect. The shit is totally asinine and unacceptable, man. But people gonna continue to, what I'm saying, might let it ride for a little bit because hey, they're a champ. That's part of legacy and history. You know, when you got a belt and you're a champion, that's something that you're gonna always be known as and remembered. Like you was a champ, even if you're a former champ. When people address you, even after you retired, they always mention your accolades. Oh, look who we have in the crowd. Former 5 division champ, such and such, such and such, such and such. That shit go a long way. It stay with you forever. You know what I'm saying? That shit is part of your intro, especially when people know you at a fight or in a fight. Oh, we got the former world champ in the building. The champ is in the building. You know what I'm saying? That shit is ingrained in your DNA as that you were a champ. And I ain't got no problem with that. Not at all, bro. Not at all. You know what I'm saying? And that's my fucking issue. Yes, gotta be, bro. I ain't never seen this shit that Ugas going through, bro. Like what? it- Like why did he beat Manny Pacquiao, y'all? Can somebody answer that? Why did he beat Manny Pacquiao if he couldn't get the Errol Spence fight? Like as a sanctioned body, why wouldn't you want that fight? Either way it go, you're gonna have a fighter that's gonna be paying sanctioning fees for your organization, no matter who wins. If Earl beats fucking Ugas, you still got a champ that's gonna be fighting for your organization or paying for your organization. If fucking Ugas beat Earl, vice versa, nothing changes. But they want to block it because they want to try to throw a monkey wrench, and people continue to trying to get undisputed. You know what I'm saying? I don't see what the big ass problem with people trying to get undisputed. CB Sports, salute, bro. You know what I'm saying? But the sanctioning body and the president and people of other organizations don't want to see certain people, certain fighters thrive, especially black fighters. They don't want to see us shine. They don't want to see us continue to try to um, better ourselves, better our career, and continue to be the best we can be. Nah, that shit, that's not what they want. They want us to sit back and accept whatever they put in our face and think that it's okay. Oh, that shit is not okay. We got people over here that's going through the mud, going through the grinder to succeed and try to get ahead and put themselves in position, and they getting robbed of their hard work and the shit they going through just because a sanctioning body wants to see somebody else in that position, or they want to see another fighter be in a position because they don't like a certain fighter, or they feel like this fighter is less than that fighter. Yes, it is a microcosm, bro. Yes, it is a very big fucking micro fucked up cosm. It's all fucked up. But then, if you speak out on it when they do us wrong, they want to give us backlash like we doing something wrong when you robbed us or you robbed these fighters of their opportunity at greatness. It's like you robbing EJ, you robbing Terrence Crawford of trying to be undisputed at 147. Bob Arum robbed Terrence Crawford of getting big fights for the longest. Why the fuck would you have a great fighter on your roster if you're not gonna let him go show his greatness? But I know Bob play. He wanted Bud over there so he can say he got a great black fighter on his roster. That's all. That's it. That's all they want. Some sanctioning bodies, they just need a black person to be on their roster that they sign so people can't say that they're biased or they're racist and don't have black fighters on their network. Man, that shit is bogus, it's bonkers, and it's beyond me. I look at the small intricate things in boxing, the stuff that a lot of people might look over. I'm tuned into it. I'm locked into it even the more because they need to be highlighted. If they want to highlight people for being undisputed and all these great things. Why they ain't just showing Clarissa Shields no love? Since undisputed is a hot topic again now, or unified champs is a hot topic now. Why the fuck y'all ain't talking about Clarissa Shields? She undisputed in a couple of different weight classes. She got gold medals and all that shit too. But they only want to talk about the fighters and people that they want to fucking talk about. Yes, Bud made a bad decision by resigning back to Bob. You know what I'm saying? Fucked up business move. But it's fucked up of Bob not to even try to promote this man. How you gonna have Terrence Crawford fighting, or he's got a fight coming up, but doing his fight promotional networks and things of that nature, you got Loma and Tyson Fury and Teofimo Lopez fights popping up in the damn ticker on ESPN. No, all this shine should be directed straight on the fighter who is about to fight. If you want to win and you about your money, it's like, damn, put your best foot forward and let your best fighter get what he trying to get. Cause he's gonna be the one who keep money in your pocket and keep bringing the drawing. Like the biggest draws in boxing, some of them had took their careers in their own hands of starting to thrive. Some of the promotion, the networks and these presidents are starting to wake up, but not a lot, not enough of them are awake to see what the fuck going on. Because I'm like, damn, you make money by putting your best foot forward. You lose money by trying to pick your favorite fighters and stop certain people from trying to shine. I'm glad that fucking Bud Crawford did what he did. I'm glad he dropped the mic on his ass after that fight. I'm glad he, you know what I'm saying, passed the mantle at top rank to damn Shakur Stevenson. And why and in doing so, letting you know, like, yeah, get what you get while you can, but get the fuck out of there. Don't make the same decisions I made. See, that's the shit I read in between the lines in the fine print of him passing the torch to Shakur Stevenson on stage. The man that was his time to shine, but he took it upon himself to give this man some shine and credit and put the spotlight on him and telling y'all he got next. That's real shit. With the WBA, I don't know what the fuck all of a sudden happened. Why they want to stick the fuck to Ugas and Earl and not allow them to fight. Because before this shit, they was all good. You know what I'm saying? Before the Manny Pacquiao came up, Earl and Ugas was a sign seal delivered and all this shit. So why the fuck y'all unmandate this shit and mandate something else? Like it's just, man, the shit is crazy, man. Man, I drink when I get off here. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna just start doing some homework, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you because I'm very curious on, like, did Earl and the president have some words? Did they get into it? Like, did Ugas say something or do something to the WBA where they like, nah, we gonna put the fuck to both of y'all. Y'all trying to make the fight and then get our approval first. We gonna stick the fuck to y'all. Maybe that is it, bro. I don't know. Maybe that could be it. Maybe Earl and Ugas them tried to make the fight without the WBA consent first, and they probably felt some type of way about it and said, "Fuck that, we gonna fuck both of y'all." Or they just salty as a motherfucker because they just knew Manny Pacquiao was gonna win. Yeah, that's my number one thing. They feel they salty because that man Manny Pacquiao didn't win. Boxing and BBQ was good, bro. So that's something I'm looking at, man. Like why all of a sudden change and blocking fights and sending this man through a tournament like he trying to go be in position to be the title eliminator for the belt. And I'm telling you, like they going against the grain of their own rules. WBA, your super champ don't even have mandatories. Why the fuck is Ugas fighting two mandatories? It's like they trying to set him up in a trap fight so he can lose that belt, get it to top rank or somehow, and who knows if they're gonna be able to get that shit back out. Maybe they trying to get a top ranked fighter to have it. So Bob Arum can try to tease or appease Bud and say, hey, look, we got another belt over here. I'll put you in the ring with this fighter now since he beat Ugas, and you can have two belts. I don't know. I'm just speculating, just thinking of different things that might have could have transpired. Yeah, and and I agree with that. But maybe I looked at it like this, Drink. Maybe they just knew it was a foregone conclusion that Manny was gonna win. When he didn't win, rather than because they want big money fights, they wanted it to be Earl and fucking Manny fighting for that belt, so they can try to put that bitch in Cowboy Stadium and sell out. See, they wanted a big bag off that shit too, because they wanted to try to put Earl and Manny in Texas. Tell him they wanted that shit to be bigger than him and Mikey Garcia. But see, when the shit changed, you know what I'm saying? You got got a whole different energy. They got a whole different movement now. Yeah, they could have elevated Manny back, but then they trying to keep their word and stand on their word by saying that Ugas is the champ and allow him to keep the super, but you don't want to keep your word on when Ugas and Earl already had a contract in the works to fight. But that was different though. Nah, it ain't different. It's inconsistent. Because if y'all was gonna give Earl the Manny fight, keep the same fucking energy and give Earl that fight with Ugas since he beat Manny. Essentially, with one hand, with one arm wrapping. Ugas pretty much fought that fight with one arm. So yeah, yeah, DP, 30 days. So when y'all start putting the fuck and a time limit and a time restraint on fucking your super champion, like I said, when have y'all seen the super champ have fucking Mandos? You don't see the super champ having Mandos. But that was different though. Why? Because a black fighter got the belt. And they feel like we gonna accept and do whatever they put in our face because we black. And they feel like we ain't used to having none and we just gonna be okay with whatever they give us. Nah. People holding on to them belts because they wanted to be a part of their legacy. So I get why certain fighters don't throw belts in the trash or whatever. When some of them should be thrown in the fucking trash. But the rules of engagement are different for black fighters, man. I'm telling you, it's tough being a black fighter in this game today. Because you're gonna be heavily scrutinized for shit that you're gonna say, shit that you might do. You know what I'm saying? Shit that you can say and it might be right, but if they don't agree with it, oh, it's bad. Oh, you a problem, or it's a problem. Like miss me with that bullshit. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, I want today. I just wanted to focus on more of the bullshit that's going on and the corruption and how they do certain fighters compared to other fighters. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't gonna sit here and make this no Bud versus Errol whole fucking live stream when everybody across the landscape is talking about it or have been talking about it or they went live and it's over with and they done talked about it. Nah, I'm looking at the business and the insides. I'm looking at the inside out, not outside in. What I mean by that is that I'm looking inside, I'm thinking about the suits, the people who put this shit together, sanctioning bodies. That's inside. The outside is the fighters. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got no say so in those damn organizations, them sanctioning bodies. So they outside looking in. If these motherfuckers mandate and do something different, then hey, if they don't approve of unification or you to fight somebody else, then shit, you gotta do it. Or else you gonna give up their belt. And then they gonna let two non-deserving fighters fight for an open title or for a vacant title rather. I said, let me make sure I use my correct terminology for what I'm saying because boy, people are coming try to dissect and crucify you for you said that this or you said that. Nah, I'm giving it to you raw, straight, and direct. You know what I'm saying? No filters, no fillers, no none of that shit. I'm a straightforward, direct dude with a high ass IQ who see shit but don't always speak on it. I see what's going on. I see the George Cambosos sweepstakes is getting hotter and hotter and hotter. I said, after he won, he about to be Jeff Horn 2.0. Everybody finna be putting their bid in, trying to get their belt or get those belts. Because people gonna sleep on him and still think that he weak or Cambosos can't fight or whatever. He might not be the greatest fighter, but he a very good fighter who believes that he can be or he can beat other opponents, even if he feel like he the underdog. Because he went in as the underdog and proved that shit. T.O. didn't have a motherfucking thing for him. T.O. wasn't hitting on a baby back. You know, T.O. can correct and fix his issues that he got, but it's gonna start with him getting a new corner. Get your daddy up out of there, man. He doing you a disservice. If you a trainer and you lying to your fighter, especially after fighting your son, you doing him a disservice because he gonna believe what you telling him. Y'all feel me? Your son is gonna believe what you're telling him because you got a different seat to view the fight than he has. He in there in the action, in the paint, getting it in. You can see it as a whole, outside looking in, and get a better view and gauge and see shit that he doesn't see. No instructions, no game plan. Just knock him out. You got this. You can knock him out. Nah, bro. You don't just send your fighter on there with one track mind and one set of instructions. So that's not gonna work. The higher the level of competition you get, the harder it is. And these are facts. It's just sad, bro. It's where we at in the sport of boxing. It's always been corrupt. Some shit is getting righted, but it's a lot. It's still a lot of bullshit that still going on that fighters are still having to battle along with trying to prepare for a fight. You know what I'm saying? Wait, they putting time frames and time limits on fighters to get certain fights or to make this. They gave Ugas 30 days. They gave Andrade 20 days to figure out and to accept that he gonna fight Janabek. Like, bruh, they got a damn time capsule, a shot clock on the black fighters to make or agree to a fight, or they gonna try to strip you. It's like, damn, y'all giving me X amount of days to hurry up and force a fight to fight a mandatory somebody that I'm obligated to fight him, but I'm not obligated to fight him because if you give me the unification or the undisputed fight, they're mandatory. They ain't got to do nothing but sit the fuck down. That's what I say, man. This shit it's not normal. It's not right. But this is part of the game. This is the shit that you happen to might run across or might run into when it comes to the sport of boxing. Ain't shit fair. Favor ain't fair. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no handouts. And in this motherfucker, you gotta play chess in every aspect of boxing. If you don't play chess, you're gonna play checkers and get jumped. Niggas gonna jump you like people trying to jump the line to get the Cambosos fight. Ryan Garcia, sit your glitter boots, mascara wearing ass, lipstick being ass Garcia down, nigga. Get Oscar dick at your ass and shut the fuck up. Finally, get your ass situated so you can actually complete the negotiations and actually go through and make the fight with somebody. Because clearly your ass ducking and pulling out of every fight. Can't nobody or can't any organization or fighter or promotional hat want to take your little punk ass serious because they don't know if you gonna continue or make it through the fight. And it's sad because they want to pump up these fighters who they feel like gonna be the next big thing, but they not even nowhere near the next big thing. He might be the biggest thing on your network, but that don't mean he gonna be the next one. That shit wild. That shit wild. But I do honestly appreciate y'all pulling up on me. You know what I'm saying? It's more real talk and behind the scenes shit that pertains to fighters that we need to continue to highlight because clearly their teams are not doing it for them. They not hitting up these sanctioning bodies to, you know, get on their head for the disrespect and the continued disrespect of their fighter. They must rather just sit back and just chill and be like, well, shit, my fighter a champion, so fuck what the sanctioning body doing. Who cares? Nah, that shit ain't gonna fly. Because if your fighter is a champion, you should want him to be able to have the opportunity to collect the other belts and go in the history books as an undisputed champion. And that's what it is. But I'm gonna wrap this shit on up. Thank y'all for coming through, chopping it up. You know what I'm saying? Cooking with your boy. I know some of y'all, we was on Ricky, my bro Ricky Williams page, getting it in, burning the house down. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna burn it down a little bit more. And we're just gonna continue to keep on grinding, thriving and what I'm saying, pushing to try to, clean up the sport. You know what I'm saying? We need it. Black media and people are needed to try to help propel this sport. You know what I'm saying? You gotta educate the fighters. Fighters gotta be more business minded. Just because you got somebody right there, know what the fuck your business is in and out. Just and don't just rely on everybody to do things for you. Cause some people will be good for you for a minute and then shit, bam, they stop working, they stop pushing for you. You know what I'm saying? So fighters gotta learn in the ring business and outside the ring business for their business, how they gonna continue to get big bags and big opportunities inside the ring. That's my time. Y'all be safe. Hey, y'all have a good night, man. Much love to everybody that pulled. And I'm out of here, man. Y'all be good. Peace out, my people. Be safe. Y'all have a great night. Get y'all some rest. You know, kill it at work tomorrow, man. Y'all be safe.